What is Gucci Khan Eaters? My name is Push, aka the Creative Queer, the Masculine, Cotton Eating Queen, Kumganikazi, Drip Magazi, we're fit, and welcome back to yet another video. Guys, man, it's been a long time since I've actually had a sit down video and talk to you guys like this, like one-on-one kind of a thing. Yeah, man, my laptop crashed. That's the reason I left you guys. I did leave a message. I'm not going to just leave and disappear. I don't do that. I communicate my feelings this year. So yeah, my laptop crashed, man, and then I had to repair it, and then I had to pay a lot of money to repair it. Then I got it back, and then I had to download some software. I lost some of my old videos on my laptop, and yeah, it's just been a back and forth way to trying to get that up and running. And yeah, I mean, that's basically what I've been doing. I've also recently lost someone very close to me. Yeah, and I've just been weeping every now and again, kind of like going through the grieving process. Yeah, man, it's grief is quite a unique thing. Like, yeah. So I'm back. I'm trying to basically go back onto the horse and keep on riding. Hence this video. It took me quite a while. Well, not quite a while, but like it was tough for me to talk about this topic because it means that I have to be vulnerable and share with you some of the things that I don't quite like. But it is what it is, and as you can see by the title of the video, you're gonna be talking today about exes. And if you guys are interested and you want to stick around, and if you are watching this video particularly because this is something you've been contemplating or something that you're just generally just struggling with, join the club. Let's roll the bumper. As I'm in. When it comes to this topic, I won't lie. I've spent majority of my 20s judging the rest of the queer community when it comes to taking back their exes. I just never understood it. Personally, in terms of my exes, I don't really communicate with them. Maybe there's one. She's an exception. But I hardly keep my exes in radar. In fact, when I leave, I leave. When it's a breakup, it's a breakup. Yes, there'll be those tough moments just after the breakup where you feel like, oh my God, I'll never find anybody just like you. It's tough to let go. But more often than not, in terms of my past, I have been able to let go of my exes. Haven't really gone back to them or anything like that. So for majority of my 20s and my queer dating life, I've judged, and guys, I've judged you. There's even a video that I did where I said to you guys, why ningalahla my ex? Queers respond, asifuna ukulahla my ex. Literally. So I have been judging you. But now I find myself in this very unique position where I can relate. I can relate to a certain degree. I really wanted to make it work with this person. And I really want it to be this person. And it's just like, is it really? Is it really? Secondly, there is an existing stereotype amongst studs that do not date a stud unless her ex is dead. That's what the femmes are saying. So I feel like as dads, we need to just come together, get our shit together, and let go of our exes. It cannot, for whatsoever reason, be a healthy thing. Like, I refuse to believe that it's healthy for you to be going back to your exes. I know we laugh about it, we kiki about it on TikTok. It's funny. It's this thing that only us as a community know about. The heterosexuals will never understand. We are cackling and laughing. But really, guys, on a serious note, it cannot be healthy that you are going back to the same person. You're keeping the same person in your radar. It's just not healthy. So today, if you're watching this video and you want to take this as a sign, you want to go back to your ex, this is your sign to not take back your ex. This is a sign, okay? Take this sign, take it from me, take it from my experience. Do not go back to your ex. So with that being said, here are 5 reasons that you should not go back to your ex. Reason number one why you should not take back your ex is if they think that the reason you guys broke up is solely your fault. It is your fault and it is your fault alone. If your ex is unable to self-reflect and self-introspect, it is likely that they are not doing any work required to get you guys to go back to a functioning relationship. If you want to go back to an ex, make sure that they understand exactly their role in the downfall. Because one thing for sure, it takes two to tango. And even if it was you were done wrong by this person, you always have a role to play in the downfall of the relationship. Maybe you were the enabler. You let them. You were not certain and stern with your boundaries. If you said this thing was a deal breaker and then they did it and then it didn't break the deal, whose fault is it? Reason number two, it will never be the same, guys. Excuse me. Reason number two is that it just will never be the same. You have history with this person. I personally struggled with this one because, after a breakup, there's that period of no contact where the dust settles, where you guys go see what's out there in the industry of the dating field. You get excited, kumnandi. And then you start missing them and you're like, oh, I wish I was with somebody who understood me. And you think about your ex like, they knew how to soothe me. They knew what spots to touch in the bedroom. You start missing them and you want to go back to them. Then one day you'll get triggered, and you'll get triggered to the same degree and intensity that you did when you were in your first run of your relationship, since now this is going to be your second run. You'll get triggered like, if you didn't like the fact that your ex didn't keep to time and you felt like they were not serious, they're always late on dates, one day you guys are going to be meeting up for ice cream. You're like, just meeting up with my ex, nothing serious. And then they're late and then you get pissed off. And then you start arguing again. And then it's the same old bullshit. It's because you have history, because you've hurt each other and those wounds have not healed. You haven't restored each other. That's why it will never be the same. Unless you do the work. I'm not saying it's not possible to go back to an ex and for the relationship to work, but it's tough if you guys have not done the work. If you just want to plainly go back because both of you are single now and you're like, actually, let's just get back together. We're both single, It will never be the same. Unfortunately, guys, that's just the honest truth. It will never be the same. You guys have too much history, too much hurt and disappointment has gone on, and you can't just brush over that and think things are going to go on as normal. Reason number 3, people don't change. You're thinking, time has passed, you have been doing the work, you've been going to therapy, you've been healing, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I see the faults that I've done. Now I want to go back to my ex. Now I'm ready for her. Now I'm ready for this relationship. Oh, Lord, please save her for me. Do this one. You're thinking to yourself, oh, if the Lord would give you one more chance with her, things would just be different. People don't change. And I want to give you guys a more practical example when I say people don't change. I think people can change, but people typically don't, because it's too much work to change. It's too much work to change your own habits. Kunzima, guys, to unlearn the things that we've learned in childhood. I'm going to make a typical example. Let's say, for an example, at home, I have about 7 aunts and my mom is the 8th. So my mom is the strictest of my 7 aunts. But I all treat them the same in the sense that they're all mothers to me. They like mother figures to me. But I know that my mom is the strictest out of all of them. When I'm at my mom's place or at my mom's house, I know that isitya esingini funeka ndihlambi. I know it's can beg isitya simdaka and just move on with my life, right? Those are my mom's rules, and I have to stick by them. I'm scared of my mom. She's strict. Now I go to my mom's place. When I go to the kitchen, I know that I've named the sitya esingini, right? Now I go to my other aunt who's like the cool aunt. It's not that I respect her any less, but she's a cool aunt. She's more relaxed in terms of her rules. I can chill. So I'm the same person. I go to my aunt's place. isitya ndasibeka esinkini because I know that akazuthetha umakazi right, umakazi cool kind of a thing. Am I being disrespectful to my aunt? No, I'm just lazy. I'm just naturally a lazy person, but because my mom is strict, I know that I have to go the extra mile and overcome my laziness and make sure that I wash the dishes singing. But when I'm at my aunt's place, I'll relax because she's never really made a fuss about it. I know the right thing is to wash my dishes in the sink, but I won't because my aunt is a cool aunt. It is what it is. And that's the default that I go to when I'm at my aunt's place. The default is that I relax, I chill. And it's not that I'm trying to disrespect her. It's because of the nature of the environment and the relationship that we've created that allows me to become that person, that makes me go back to my default of being lazy because I know she's the cool aunt. So I think similarly in relationships, that's how it works. If a relationship never worked out for X, Y reasons, when you guys go back, especially if you have not done the work it is required of you to go back to that relationship, you're always going to go back to your default. You're always going to go back to being the same person that you were because you've been conditioned like that. You've conditioned each other to interact like that. If I have an ex and I behaved in a certain way in that relationship, I'm always going to act like that. All right. Reason number 4. There are many fish in the sea, guys. Look forward. Maninzi amankazana, guys. Maninzi amankazana. Maninzi. And asoze siwaqede onke. No matter what. There's just too many baddies. There's too many Huns in the streets. I know we always say that the queer streets are small. Yes, they are small, but they're also big at the same time. Like back in the day when back in 2015, 2016, when social media was bubbling, it wasn't a really big thing. I used to think, oh my God, when will I ever really meet a wife? Will I ever really have a girlfriend? Like it just was unfathomable that there are many fish in the sea for me. But now I think the more life I go on, the more I realize that there are literally so many fish in the sea. Every time I go on TikTok, the hashtag women love women or LGBTQI or stats of TikTok uncover so many different queers that I've never met in my life. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's just maybe locations, but and we know each other. But there are many fish in the sea. And I think when it comes to, this topic of yes, there's many fish in the sea, there's been a school of thought where people are saying, social media has really kind of given everybody the illusion that people are dispensable and you break up with this one, you can always have another one in the next day kind of a thing. Like, and there's a notion or a school of thought that just because there's so many fish in the sea, don't just dump. And I think there is some truth to that when you're in a relationship, stick it out with your partner. Don't just dump them or don't just dispose of them because that there's many other fish in the sea. This illusion that we have that we can pick and choose and there's a school of thought like that, and I 100% agree with it. But I think as well on the flip side, don't limit yourself and think you'll never find anyone just like them. If you manifest, I believe that ndiyamanifestwa ndikule ndawo. Ndiyavuthwa ndiyaziva nami ndiyavuthwa senza ujola ngoku. I can just feel it. Uyandimanifesta baby girl wami. So man, there's many fish in the sea. Don't limit yourself. Each time I get out of a relationship, I'm always like, oh my God, I'll never find someone like this. And literally, oh God makes me laugh and brings me somebody who's even better. So there's always something to learn out when you leave a relationship, and it will always get better. Just remember that it can only get better unless you're not doing the work, but it can literally only get better. If it doesn't get better, it means you are not learning your lesson. You need to go back to the drawing book and see what is life teaching me in this moment. But if you are learning your lessons and you are taking it in good stride, I do think that it can only get better. Okay, the last one, reason number 5, is don't stress your friends, guys. Do it for if for anything, if it's not for yourself, don't go back to your ex just for the sake of your friends. Okay? Because during a breakup, guys, we know that we tell our friends everything. Yo, chomi, uyangiqhela, yo, chomi, wenza lena lena. Now, when you guys have broken up, now you start telling your friends the truth about what happened. Yo, one did chomi, hey, one did chomi, hey, one did. And then your friends are there. They're there to support you. They're there to hear your cries. Hi, chomi, ngaphinda ubuyele kuye chomi. Don't. And also, you get to hear your friends' true opinions of your partner. Hey, is gaxa sisivayo? Hey, they get to tell you, but hey, Chomi, I got a low, why being you got a low. And they start telling you that, nah, ex-friend, I didn't think they were the right one for you. You can do better. How do you recover? How do you go back to the same person after your friends have told you that you can do better? Your friends know you. Your friends have known you for years. And your friends are telling you that you can do better. And when you don't see better for yourself, now come on, guys. Hi, come on. Hi, if you go back to your ex and your friends have said, your friends, bamtuka, bathi hayi chomi, lona ayinguye kodwa, and then you still go back. I don't advise that. And also, I think on a more serious note, because your friends are your community, and you've been vulnerable with your community, and you've told them the truth of the relationship, and you didn't censor anything, and they've told you their honest truth about, the partner or your ex. They've told you everything about them. I don't think, and you can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I don't think the second time around you are going to be as honest as you were the first time around. I don't think you're going to be as honest about your relationship problems to your friends. And I don't think that's a very healthy place to be in. As a person, you need your community, you need your support structure. When you're going through a tough time in your relationship, you need your friends to support you. Even if it's not a tough time based on the relationship, just a tough time in general, you need your community. So if now you're back with your ex and you can't really be transparent to your friends about the actual truth of the matter of what is going on in your relationship, I don't think that's a relationship that you should be in. If you're feeling like you need to be hiding certain things from your friends, you can't tell them the truth, you want to paint your partner in a bit of a better light, because we tend to do that, especially when the relationship is hanging on by a thin thread. And you're like, these are the last days, you tend to not want to tell your friends all of the gory details. And I wouldn't want you guys to be in the same position when you're in a relationship where you don't give yourself the opportunity to be supported by your friends 100%. And that is more likely to happen when you go back to an ex. You won't want to tell your friends that you're back. First of all, if you do tell them, please tell them with your chest. Like, be honest. Be like, guys, I know bentenzo buyela banti buyele ngoku and ndifuna nini support. Just be honest with it. But I think it's human nature that if you go back a second time, you're not going to be transparent about the relationship troubles that you guys are in, because your friends are going to be like, Chomi best chill nje basubuyela nalomtu. Chomi best chill nje na. So I don't think you should be in any relationship where your support structure is not part of the picture. Your friends have to be part of your community. And if you can't be honest with your friends, then why are you in this relationship? You know what I mean? So that's the fifth and final reason why you should not take back your ex. So yeah, man, those are my reasons to not take back your ex. Like I said in the intro of my video, this is a topic and it's something that I've personally been struggling with. I know I've been judging you guys. But those are some of the reasons, really, when you get down to it, for you not to take back your ex, guys. Studs, get your act together. Delete her number. I highly doubt that it's a healthy relationship that you're in if you're going in and out of a relationship with your ex. She's always in the radar. She's always in the background. She's always on standby. Yena sana uyi battery caba yellow shedding. Kaba yena uyi backup switch, uyi inverter yena uyi generator, ex yakho. Guys, you guys tell me in the comment section Are you guys struggling to let go of your exes? You know, what are some reasons? Let's support let's support each other in the comment section. Let's talk about going back to our exes. What are some of your experiences? Peace in the Middle East. Yeah,
For 2022, we're hoping for nothing but health, growth, prosperity,
Mental
success,
health.
mental health,
Yes.
stability, balance.
Yes. Balance. You said balance. I got you.